Good morning, my name is Ilya Chinwonshen. The matrix number BB221104992, and I will be presenting part 1. Below the question are the formula that I used in part 1. This is the table of number of visits, so we have divided the total number of visits into 5 classes, and we use the frequency to calculate the relative frequency, which is the frequency divided by the total number of visit, and we use the relative frequency to calculate the cumulative relative frequency. Next is table of number of purchase order. We also divided the total number of purchase order into 5 classes and use the frequency to calculate the relative frequency and the cumulative relative frequency. After we build the table of relative frequency and the cumulative relative frequency for both metrics, and now we will compare it using graph. So for the first one is relative frequency. So we have used histogram to compare the relative frequency between the two metrics, which is the number of visits and numbers of purchase order. As you can see for the both graph, the relative frequency of the number of purchase order for class 1, class 3 and class 4 is higher than the visits, while the relative frequency of the number of visits for class 2 and class 5 is higher than the purchase order. Next is the cumulative relative frequency. So we have used the OGIF to compare the cumulative relative frequency for both metrics. So for the OGIF of CRF of number of visits, the distribution is quite uneven at the first, but it is even starting from the class 3. The curves of CRF for number of purchase order is evenly increased until the class 4, where is only increased a little bit. So between the both graphs, the CRF for number of purchase order have the more even distribution. That's all for part 1. Thank you.
My name is Pang Chitsiang, student ID BB22110392, and I shall continue for the second part, which is calculate and compare measures of central location between two metrics. Before we calculate and compare, we are going to arrange the sample data in ascending order. First is the mean, which could be calculated by using the formula in the slide. Add up all the sample data and divide by the total number of the data. In this case, for number of visits, the total number of data is 30. So after adding up all the sample data, like what being shown inside the slide, the total will be divided by 30 and it will equals to 37.71. Same goes with the number of purchase orders. The total number of data for purchase orders is also 30, so the total of add up sample data will be divided by 30, which equals to 166.82. Secondly, calculate and compare the median between two metrics, as the number of data in both numbers of visits and purchase orders are even numbers. Therefore, the two numbers in the middle of the sample data will be totaled up and divided by 2. So before that, we have to arrange the sample in ascending order. After that, then we can calculate it. As for number of visits, since there are 30 sample data, therefore the value which located on 15 and 16, which are 34.1 and 34.9, will be added on together and divide by 2, which equals to 34.5. The same concept will apply to number of purchase orders as well. 163.3, which located on the 15, and 164.5, which located on the 16, will be totaled up and divided by 2, equals to 163.9. The last part is to calculate and compare the mode between two metrics, which is the value in sample data that appears most often. As for number of visits, the mode is 34.1, as this value appears the most, which is 2 times, just as what been highlighted in the table. As for number of purchase orders, there is no mode, as every value in the sample data only appears once, just as what has been shown inside the slide. That's all for my part. Thank you.
My name is Tan Tawing. My metric number is BB22110602, and today I will present the part 3, that is calculate percentile and construct box plot in each dataset. So now we will calculate the percentile of the number of visits. So before we calculate, we need to arrange the data in ascending order, just like the table show left side. So the step 2 is we need to find the formula of percentile. So the formula of percentile is LP equals to n plus 1 times with P and also divide by 100. So now we will calculate the 25 percentile. So now 25 percentile is 30 plus 1 times with 25 and also divide by 100. And also finally we will get the answer is 7.75. So 7.75 is not integer because it is between two sets of data, that is 7 and 8. Now we are using 31.8 plus 0.75 bracket 32 minus with the 31.8. So finally we will get the answer is 31.95. So the 25 percentile is 31.95. So next for the 50 percentiles, we are also using 30 plus 1 times with 50 and also divide by 100. And finally we will get the 15.5. 15.5 also not the integer because it is between two sets of data. So 34.1 plus 0.5 bracket 34.9 minus with 34.1. So we will get the answer is 34.5. So for 75 percentile, we are using 30 plus 1 times with 75 and also divide by 100. And also finally we will get the 23.25. And also this data also not the integers. So continue is 45.1 plus 0.25 bracket 46.4 minus with 45.1. And also finally we will get the answer is 45.43. That is 75 percentiles. We will calculate the percentile of the number of purchase order. 25 percentile is 7.75. So next is 139.1 plus 0.75 bracket 140.3 minus with 139.1. And also we will get the answer is 140. 50 percentile is 31 times with 50 divided by 100. We will get the same answer. That is 15.5. So 163.3 plus 0.5 bracket 164.5 minus with 163.3. We will get the answer is 163.9. For the 75 percentile, it's still the same with the number of visits. We will get the answer is 23.25. So 197.2 plus 0.25 bracket 198.6 minus with 197.2. We will get the answer is 197.55. And now we will construct the box plot in each dataset. So for the number of visits, the quarter 1 of number of visits is 31.95. Quarter 2 is 34.5. Quarter 3 is 45.43. So the maximum of data of the number of visits is 54.2. Minimum data is 23. So before construct the box plot, we need to detecting the outlier for the number of visits. So the formula of the detecting outlier is Q1 minus minimum data are larger than IQR, or maximum data minus with quarter 3 larger than IQR. The IQR formula is quarter 3 minus quarter 1 and also times with 1.5. So now we will calculate the IQR. So quarter 3 minus with quarter 1. Quarter 3 is 45.43 minus with 31.95. Then we will get the answer is 13.48 and times with 1.5 and we will get the answer is 20.22. We need to use the formula to determine the outliers. So 31.95 minus with 23 and we will get the answer 8.95. Beside that, 54.2 minus with 45.43 and we will get the answer is 8.77. So these two of data is lesser than the IQR. That is 8.95 and also 9.77 are lesser than 20.22. So the conclusion is there are no outliers in the number of visit box plot. So the box plot of number of visit is plot at the left side. You can see for purchase order box plot, you can see the table and we can see the quarter 1 of the purchase order is 140. For the quarter 2 is 163.9. For the quarter 3 is 197.55. So for the maximum data of the number of purchase order is 231.9. For the minimum is 116.5. So now we also need to detecting the outliers. So the formula is the same. IQR equals to Q3 minus Q1. So there is 197.55 minus with 140, and we will get the answer is 57.55. So and divided by 57.55 times with 1.5, there is 86.325. So now we need to determine the outliers with the formula up there. So 140 minus 116.5 equals to 23.5. And also 231.9 minus with 197.55, we will get the answer is 34.35. So these two data is also lesser than the IQR. There is 23.5 and also 34.35. These two data are lesser than 86.325. So there are also no outlier in the purchase order box plot. Left side I also plot the box plot of number of purchase order. You can see. That's all from my part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Chua 18, metric number BB221104006. So next, I'm going to present part 4, which is calculate and compare measure of the difference between the two metrics. First, range is maximum value minus minimum value. For number of visit is 31.2. For number of purchase order is 115.4. So we can conclude that the number of purchase order range higher than number of visit range. Second, mean absolute deviation is an average of the absolute difference between each value and the mean, where number of visit is 7.448 and the number of purchase order is 25.658. Next, variance is total number of x minus mean square divided by n minus 1, where number of visit is 76.10 and the number of purchase order is 987.6. Standard deviation is the square root of variance, where the number of visit is 8.72 and the number of purchase order is 31.43. Last, coefficient of variation is standard deviation divided by means. For number of visit is 0.23. For the number of purchase order is 0.19. In conclusion, since the result of the number of purchase order are smaller than number of visit, therefore, the number of purchase order is more variable than the number of visit. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Azam bin Muhammad, student ID BB221107778. So part 5, calculate and interpret measures of association. To measures of association, we need to find and calculate covariance, then correlation. First thing first, find the mean for numbers of visits. We put it as x and number of purchase orders, which is y. Because mean is needed in the formula of the covariance, the formula of mean is mean equal to sum of x divided by n. Then we use it to calculate x, then we got 37.71. Same use for y, so we got 166.82. After got the mean, we can calculate covariance. The formula for covariance is sum of xi minus x mean times with yi minus y mean divided by n minus 1. First, we calculate each of the online platform by using xi minus x mean times with yi minus y mean. Then we sum all of it and divided by 30 minus 1, so we got the covariance, which is 176.91. So we can indicate that it was positive relationship. After got the covariance, we go through with correlation coefficient. The formula is covariance divided by standard deviation of x times with standard deviation of y. Then we got 0.6454. So the strength of the relationship between number of visits and number of purchase orders is positive relationship. So that's all for me. Thank you.